Hello friends, myself Siddharth Chauhan. Welcome to Easy Medchem. Today's part of the video will be covering about the olfactory nerve. The olfactory nerve is a third cranial nerve. So in the previous part of the videos we had covered about the origin of the cranial nerves from the brainstem. Today's part will be covering the individual cranial nerves from individual cranial nerves. So today we will be learning about the olfactory nerve, which is the third cranial nerve. Third cranial nerve. The third cranial nerve is the olfactory nerve. There are almost 12 pairs of cranial nerves in the human skull, out of which the 10 pairs of cranial nerves are arising from the brainstem, and the third cranial nerve is the olfactory nerve. The olfactory nerve fibers arise from the olfactory receptors. The olfactory receptors. So, the olfactory receptors are present in the nose. These are the olfactory receptors. The nerve receptors are nothing but the nerve endings. We have to remember that the receptors are nerve endings. What are receptors? Receptors are nerve endings. So in the nose the nerve endings are present. These are the nerve endings are present. These are the receptors or the olfactory receptors. These are the olfactory receptors. Olfactory receptors are present in the nose. These olfactory receptors, these nerve fibers will enter through the cribriform plate. This cribriform plate is present in the ethmoid bone. This cribriform plate is present in the ethmoid bone. And in this cribriform plate, so many foramina are present through which these nerve fibers or the olfactory fibers or the olfactory nerve is going through these ethmoid bones or the cribriform plate. These foramina are called the ethmoid foramina. There are so many foramina here which are called ethmoid foramina. These are the ethmoid foramina. Foramina. So we have to keep it in our mind that this cribriform plate is present in the ethmoid bone, and there are so many foramina through which the nerve fibers are going through this. These nerve fibers are the olfactory nerve, and these receptors are present in the nose. Through this cribriform plate or the ethmoid foramina, the olfactory nerve is going, and they get merged together in the olfactory bulb. This is the olfactory bulb. This structure is the olfactory bulb where all the olfactory nerves are merging together. Olfactory nerves are merging together and will synapse with the another type of cells which will form an olfactory tract, which will join together and will form an olfactory tract. These type of cells are called the mitral cells. These are the mitral cells. These cells are the mitral cells. Okay, the olfactory nerve cells, the olfactory nerve will get synapse with the mitral cells, and the mitral cells will join together and will form the olfactory tract. Okay, so the olfactory nerve fibers arise from the olfactory receptor cells located in the olfactory epithelium of the nasal cavity. This is the nasal cavity. Okay, and pass through the cribriform plate of the ethmoid bone to synapse in the olfactory bulb. They synapse together in the olfactory bulb with the mitral cells. The fibers of the olfactory bulb neurons extends posteriorly as the olfactory tract. The mitral cells fibers will get joined together and will form a olfactory tract. This olfactory tract runs beneath frontal lobe to enter the cerebral hemisphere and terminate in the primary olfactory cortex. So this olfactory tract which is being formed from the mitral cells, this olfactory tract will go into the frontal lobe of the cerebral hemisphere, which is the olfactory lobe. So the frontal lobe of the cerebral hemisphere is the olfactory lobe. So the olfactory nerve is nothing but it is a purely sensory nerve. Purely sensory nerve. Carry spatial visceral afferent impulse for the sense of smell. The olfactory. Please like, share and subscribe Easy Medchem and press bell icon for more notification.